Denise Alexander, soap opera icon and television pioneer, dies at 85. Final words and cause of death shared by staff writer May 13, 2025, Los Angeles, CA. Denise Alexander didn't need flashbulbs to be remembered. Her impact came from quiet consistency, grace under pressure, and performances that held the weight of real emotion. On May 13, 2025, the legendary actress passed away at 85, leaving behind a career that reshaped the perception of daytime drama and the women who led them. Her family confirmed she died peacefully in her sleep, following complications related to congestive heart failure. In her final moments, she offered these simple, poignant words: "This life gave me everything I needed. Keep telling stories." An artist of the long game. In an industry often obsessed with youth and reinvention, Denise Alexander found a way to endure, not through reinvention, but by remaining unmistakably herself. Her name is most closely linked with her enduring portrayal of Dr. Lesley Webber on General Hospital, a role she first took on in 1973. But even before that, she had already earned acclaim in The Clear Horizon, Days of Our Lives, and The Edge of Night. Alexander wasn't a performer who craved the spotlight. Instead, she cultivated one of the most respectable and stable careers in television history, working with quiet intensity and total devotion to her craft. For viewers, she was familiar, a face and voice tied to decades of memory, drama, and connection. For colleagues, she was legendary, a rare professional who brought humanity into every scene. Her path, her terms. Born on November 11, 1939, in New York City, Alexander stepped into show business early. As a child, she appeared in radio plays and early black and white television series, guided by her father, an established voice actor. But she quickly made her own mark, showing early signs of the emotional depth that would define her adult performances. When she joined General Hospital, the show was already a cultural force. But Alexander's Lesley Webber was something different. She was a doctor, a mother, a woman defined not by tragedy or romance alone, but by compassion, complexity, and fire. Her storylines helped push the genre forward. Less caricature, more character. Final act of grace. Though she gradually stepped back from regular appearances in her later years, Alexander never formally retired. She often said, "An actor's story doesn't end until the last breath." That final breath came at home, surrounded by photographs of her family and memorabilia from decades in television. Her family revealed that Alexander had been quietly managing heart issues for some time, but remained spirited and mentally sharp until the end. Her final words, "This life gave me everything I needed. Keep telling stories," were reportedly spoken to her daughter just hours before she passed. Tributes from generations of stars. The response from the entertainment world was immediate and heartfelt. Co-stars from every era of her career posted tributes and stories, remembering her as an anchor both on screen and in life. "She was our calm in the storm," said Ken Schreiner, her longtime GH co-star. "Denise always knew her lines, always lifted the scene, and always remembered your birthday." Frank Valentini, executive producer of General Hospital, released an official statement. Denise Alexander helped shape this show. Her elegance, her empathy, and her unwavering professionalism elevated every scene. She'll always be part of our legacy. Away from the studio lights, Alexander lived a modest, fulfilling life. She was a devoted wife to her late husband, director Richard A. Kalla, and a loving stepmother and grandmother. She also quietly mentored younger actors, many of whom credit her with teaching them what it meant to work in television with dignity. She was active in theater foundations, contributed to women's health causes, and supported literacy initiatives across California. She was rarely the loudest voice in the room, but often the most respected. A final tribute in the works. ABC has announced plans for a special tribute episode in honor of Alexander, with many former cast members returning to celebrate her legacy. The episode is expected to air in late June and will interweave flashbacks of Lesley Webber's most memorable scenes with new footage and interviews. Additionally, her family has launched the Denise Alexander Legacy Fund, dedicated to providing grants for women studying the performing arts. What she leaves behind. Denise Alexander didn't chase fame, she cultivated a career. She didn't demand attention, she earned admiration. Her contribution to television was not in momentary stardom, but in the deep, lasting relationships she built with audiences. As tributes continue to pour in and fans rewatch iconic scenes, one thing is clear: Denise Alexander was more than a soap star. She was a constant, a reassuring presence in homes across America for more than half a century. And as her character once said in a particularly emotional monologue, "Love is the one storyline we never stop writing." Rest well, Denise. Your story lives on.